Hello everyone and welcome back. It's going to be game number 2 now between Gigabyte's Mineski taking on the Big Gods. And we saw in game number 1, Big Gods, well, they pretty much took control of the whole game. There were a few opportunities where it looked like Mineski were going to crawl back into this one with some cheeky little backdoor tactics from Morphling, but pretty much from the get-go with some questionable laning there from Mineski. It was all Big Gods all day. Bringing you the English coverage, of course, is myself, KotLGuy. I'm joined this evening by Mr. F4L Dota. How you doing, friend? Game number 1 was pretty dominant there from Big Gods. Now with the draft underway here, do you think Mineski are going to be able to shake that one off and come back even harder?
10 seconds remaining.
I think Big God will most likely take this 2-0, but I think we will most likely see a better early game coming out from Mineski, especially if they continue to go for these early game style picks, as they've been doing again in this game. And it looks like we actually have a bit of a role reversal. They actually go for the Earthshaker, Skywrath, and Axe. 3 of the heroes that actually Big Gods had in the previous game. They get the Invoker again. Probably going to be, again, that Quaswex Invoker that we saw going up against this Medusa. It's actually very effective at removing the mana from this hero until you get about 3 or 4 stat items. So I like the choice, but Big God definitely showing confidence in their ability to play Medusa.
Sorry here as I get on my little casting config underway, but yeah, and remaining. Big God again, feeling confident as ever, just go for that immediate first pickup Medusa, and it does open the door for Mineski to look to counter back. This time they don't ban out the anti-mage, so that could be something that we see pop up here, but they do, again, like you said, go for the Invoker again, and we'll see how they can make use of it. Big God, though, they change things up. They're going to be the ones with the Bat Rider, and now a Silencer going to be grabbed here. So when you think you got big, heavy initiators like Axe and Earthshaker, Silencer's going to be right there to be the thorn in their side. So nothing is going to be smooth with this guy always out in the field. So I like the pickup right there. I feel like he's a support that we don't see quite enough.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how good Silencer is going to be in this game. I understand why they pick it because they want an initiation. It's very good if Big God can get the initiation with the Bat Rider or even a swap. But if Mineski are actually able to get the initiation, Silencer actually isn't too good here just because an Axe initiation, it's nearly instant. Like, it's a blink call. It's faster than you can cast Global Silence. So there's not going to be time to react to really save that hero that's being gone on. And I'm not sure... I guess they're just banking on the fact that they can get the initiation off. They're going to fight on their terms. They're going to get the global off after either the Bat Rider Lasso or the eventual swap. And if they can do that, then I think this hero is going to be very good this game. But if they're on the back foot, I don't think Silencer is going to be as good of a pick.
Yeah, trying to predict how these team fights could go. If Axe does jump in, I mean, you're absolutely right. He will get the upper hand of being how the instant cast. But do mind you, I would imagine for Big God, the Vengeful and Silencer will probably play on the back lines. Thankfully, Vengeful does have pretty close to an instant cast with that swap to be able to help whoever does get called, and plus Silencer on top of that would prevent anyone from the backlines of Mineski to kind of follow up with anything big. So it could still be pretty hairy, but let's say Silencer, if he does call out the ult, or even Mineski bait out that ultimate, well, then you got a hero who really can't contribute a whole lot, and that could really open up the opportunity for Mineski to really be able to capitalize on a big team fight. So we'll see if maybe some mind game tactics could come out, but well, here we go. It looks like we're probably going to see another J Morphling here. He was close to, I wouldn't say bringing the game back, but he certainly gave a little bit of extra life there to Mineski with those backdoor plays, and that's something Big God will have to respect in game number 2.
Yeah, I actually think he played quite well on the Morphling considering the circumstance. Like, the lane he was in went terribly, but he recovered, and he also even gave up a kill to Zeus very early in the game, but recovered very nicely, farmed extremely well. Was, you know, first and second in net worth pretty much the entire game, except towards that end when, you know, the game just sort of got out of hand. But, yeah, I expect a lot of good things coming up from Jay on the Morphling. And he has a lot better support this game, more aggressive supports. They have the Skywrath, even the hero like Axe. I think Axe brings more than a Bat Rider. Sure, you can't pull them to your team, but he has a lot of damage that comes from the Berserker's Call with the counter helix, and then he also has that execute with the Culling Blades. So I think Axe is... That's probably why we honestly see more Axe than Bat Rider, because I think Axe is just a better version of Bat Rider.
And we see Axe not just here in the China or Southeast Asia scene. We see Axe all over. He's one of those heroes, kind of like Jug, who have become quickly like the flavor of the
Yeah.
month, and they're just picked up by
And
everybody.
unlike the Batrider, there's no item that counters Berserker's Call. Like, nothing in the game. Sure, you can get, a Force Staff, you can use skills to help whoever gets called, but there's no real item pickup. You can buy a Lincoln Sphere for Batrider. Even a BKB is, like, pretty decent, but against Axe, there's really nothing you can buy, so...
So what looks like to round out here, Big God, we get to see a nice crowd pleaser here, Shadow Fiend, the notorious 1v1 kind of pickup, just looking to dominate early on with the CS game. He is on Radiant side, mind you, with many people feel is the best side for someone like a Shadow Fiend. Being able to have access to those side camps to kind of farm with just certainly helps out. And well, he's going to look down and put a clinic here, and it's I was going to say it probably was going to be against Invoker, but as it stands right now, Jay is on the Invoker, so... Did you think, what would be a better matchup, though? I mean, Shadow Fiend's a lane down on his own right, but do you think Morphling would be the better pick? Maybe they're going to do an audible here. Seeing that Morphling grabbed up, they could switch things here.
Well, especially like a Quas Wex Invoker is going to have a terrible time against the Shadow Fiend, especially early in the laning phase. He's going to give up those early last hits. The soul count's going to get up there really fast. It's not even a matchup where Shadow Fiend actually has to go for that early point and raise. He can just skill Necromastery at level 1, so... What? As I say that, it actually looks like they're going to go ahead and put the Invoker mid. It could be an X-Sword Invoker, though. But like we said, it's most likely going to be Quas Wex, so SF should have a pretty easy time in that mid lane.
And it is Jay this time, so it's going to be a different type of Invoker. So that could change things up quite a bit itself. But without further ado, folks, we hop in here. It's game number 2 of a 2-game series between these two. Both teams are about in that 5th, 6th place of this round robin. They're in the wild card territory, but they would love to get a couple more wins and push themselves up into the invite category. So I'll lead things off. Radiant side this time, it's going to be the Big Gods.
Your mic's muted in game, apparently?
My mic is muted in game. That should not be possible, and I'm going to look, and everyone can look. Yeah, my open mic is on. You see the meter dancing up and down a bit. It could be perfect world. We are connecting across the globe and through a pretty crazy firewall. I can emphasize my words a little bit and try to be a bit louder, but if there is audio problems in game, I'm sorry. We're doing the best we can, but I assure you that my stuff is on. But thanks, F4L. I do appreciate you giving me the heads up there. Here we go, though. It's going to be the Big God squad. Lanham is going to be playing your support Vengeful Spirit. Your early fissure harassment blocks out the bounty rune. I like this play. That bounty rune now 100-100 at the start. Certainly is going to be a nice grab there for Yamaguchi. But yeah, Lanham on Vengeful Spirit, burning once again on the Medusa, and it is going to be Ice on your Silencer support. Mid lane, it's going to be the Director, Zhao Wei, going to be playing that Swag Fiend, the Shadow Fiend. Off lane, it is going to be Batrider, played by ROTK.
And then on the side of Mineski, in the safe lane, we're going to have RR playing the Skywrath Mage, supporting Secret on the Morphling. We're going to have Yamaguchi playing what looks like a jungle Axe to start. In the mid lane, we're going to have Jay, who was the Morphling in the last game, now playing the Invoker. And off lane, we're going to have 5593 playing the Earthshaker.
Yeah, so this is a bit different. An off lane Earthshaker, and they're going to just send Axe right to the jungle. So,
yeah,
interesting.
They're just looking for Earthshaker to get some levels and experience while Axe just jungles. Because it is a pretty difficult lane for Axe.
And really, I don't see how Big Gods, they're not going to really look to rotate anyone to that jungle to put much of a threat on Axe. So he should have a free jungle to work with here and be able to build up towards that farm and preferably that Blink Dagger sooner than later. And Ice, who's been rotating a lot here from the mid lane now back towards the bottom. Maybe he might be on pull camp duty. Certainly help out the Shadow Fiend quite a bit. Also on pull duty, though, is Lanham here scouting out for his burning buddy here, who's got currently a lot of CS to work with. They can easily zone back this Earthshaker anytime they want. And he's only going to have to try to get out a few fissures to get some long-range CS as he clearly keeps clarity up. And I can't help but feel like ROTK is in the wrong neighborhood here. He is pretty deep. Yamaguchi, though, is not going to get close enough to kind of hold him in place, though.
Yeah, ROTK should be fine. There, once this Skywrath hits level 3, there's going to be a tremendous amount of kill pressure with that added Ancient Seal magical damage increase combining with the waveform. So once both of these heroes are level 3, ROTK could get himself into a lot of trouble. It's definitely one of the better lanes at killing a Batrider with a dual lane. So
2-minute runes will spawn. Birding's able to grab up a sweet bounty rune, and hey, Yamaguchi grabs an illusion, which Axe actually doesn't mind those illusion runes. The Helix, of course, does work on all these illusions, and he starts spreading them over.
It's probably the best rune, honestly, for Axe early.
So he's making strong use of it, sending the illusions to both camps and trying to wither them down early with the spins. You can see he actually brought the Centaurs down a little bit, not a whole lot. Maybe didn't get lucky with the spins there, but this certainly helps out when he decides to move them on his own right. So RNG definitely working in favor early for this Axe to really take advantage of that jungle quite a bit. Phase boots almost coming together as well for Jay. He's already got the one blade boots already on hand, so really digging together the right click, and he is also going to be going with the Quas Wex. I mean, obviously that's no surprise for a lot of people because there's the Medusa on the other side, but we'll see. It's going to be Jay after all. Last time it was Secret playing the Invoker, so we'll see if Jay's got a different style to his Invoker to bring to the game.
Yep. And if we go ahead and look at the CS in the mid lane, looks like Xiao 8 is now finding himself pretty easy time, up to 16 CS to that 14 of the Invoker, and it's only going to get easier once he gets more and more levels up.
Ooh, concussive shot Tornado doesn't quite connect on Xiao Wei, but there's still a lot of damage. EMP is also going to be there, but here comes Lanham, throws out the stun to help out on the Skywrath Mage, and a few right clicks to really bully them back, man. They got Xiao Wei pretty low, but they couldn't quite finish the job. He's able to just kind of get a couple of tangos and will heal back up. Close, but no cigar there for Mineski.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. That only the single point in Wex caused that tornado to be really, really short and barely missing onto Xiao 8. If that tornado connects, that's a very easy kill, but
not going to have that. Tornado does connect onto 2, but that's unfortunately the rune going down now. Xiao Wei, there's the Arcane Bolt. They're on pursuit. They want that first blood bonus, but look at Lanham. Smell my butt, he says, doing the body blocks, and it actually outsteps the call, but not going to outstep that nuke is Xiao Wei. He actually ends up going down, and RR, Ralphie, is able to pick up that kill on his Skywrath Mage. First blood is going to go to Mineski.
Yeah. And if we go ahead and look at the top lane, ROTK doing pretty decent in this lane, already up nearly to level 5, so not too bad for him. How's Axe doing in the jungle? Actually already has his Tranquil Boots, about the same amount of experience, but definitely farming at a faster rate than this Batrider is, so I'd say Axe doing a bit better of a job in the offlane at the moment.
He's holding his own. I was more worrisome for this Earthshaker in his offlane. He is level 3, doesn't really have much gold, he's only 3-0. It is a struggling lane for him, obviously, and Burning's the one to benefit a lot from this. He's at 30 and 16 CS and still has plenty of room to work with, though. Top CS still does belong to Secret on his Morphling. 35 and 21 CS for him, but look behind. ROTK is on the hunt. He's trying to make a rotisserie chicken here as he tries to burn down Skywrath Mage, but will he hand his own life over? He certainly will, so I don't know if that was worth it. You hand over a free pickoff right there to Secret at the exchange of 1 support.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it just because he's level 5, but usually as an offlaner, trading your life 1 for 1 is not the worst thing in the world. In essence, you're sort of creating space, but I would say in that particular situation it's definitely not worth it. Just because you give full experience over to that Morphling.
Looks like 6-minute rune going to be popping up in a 10 seconds time. Lanham, who has just been such a good selfless babysitting support, whether he's scouting out for the mid lane in case those ganks are to come, or just help protecting those runes, and now you see him on pull camp duty. Just overall being that versatile support we've come to know and love. The runes do spawn, however, and it is going to be 5593 who's able to pick it up. He doesn't have a bottle to work with, so he'll just take that DD and I guess just take that away from Big Gods. I don't really know how much use he's going to be getting out of it. Meanwhile, on the top lane, it is a bounty rune, but ROTK also could be in a bit of trouble here. He'll just simply fly over the cliffside and try to dance around here with Yamaguchi. And pose a little bit of a threat on these creeps, if not just steal them all together. But he's eating a lot of damage. Arcane Bolt's there. If he gets another Battle Hunger off, he is done for, but he needs about 6 more seconds. Oh my goodness, he's done for. Oh my god, the inevitable doom! Bop! See you later, Batrider. ROTK gets a little too overzealous contesting those creeps and will drop.
Yeah, so that's 2 times that he's just gotten a little bit too aggressively positioned. You know, maybe had he just Fireflied down this cliff before it ended, he probably would have been okay, but, you know, stuck on the wrong side of the cliff and he ends up falling. So, Mineski have done a much better job in this early laning phase. 3-1, so
Here you see Earthshaker continues to get bullied back, but you know what? He hasn't died. He hasn't been caught out. He only has 4-0 CS, but he's still living, which is what's important, not handing over any unnecessary deaths towards Burning and his Medusa, but they are going to be able to push forward, get some licks in on this Tier 1 tower, but I think Mineski are okay with this. Like you said, I feel like they have a much stronger early laning phase right now, and they're showing it, which is a little bit surprising. Xiaowei has managed to get a 41-7 CS. We see him off to the side right now. He's got some camps he can farm up always. He's already got Power Treads and Wraithband, but where do you really take it from here on your Shadow Fiend? Do you go with a typical kind of build-up? I mean, we've seen all colors of the rainbow as far as builds for Shadow Fiend.
He goes mech every game, I think, on Xiaowei's SF.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
I say it every time, but I love the Yule Scepter. It's a pub build that I know a couple of people have picked up and played. They do the Yules, insta-jump-in, ultimate. It's like a free kill. People laugh at me every time, but Arteezy and Sumail don't laugh when they play it. Neither do the people they go against, so I wouldn't mind seeing its debut here, but yeah, if it's going to be the mech, that seems like a nice solid build, and absolutely having that extra bit of sustain and durability on your Shadow Fiend certainly doesn't hurt.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm sure Yule's is not the worst item. It just doesn't give you any stats that you want. So.
Yeah. It's more of a flashy item that if you want to go for like the alley-oop dunks and like your crazy 360 layups, maybe you want to go an item like that. But in a game where you got $1.6 million and climbing as far as prize pool, you probably don't want to get as silly. It's just something I'm always going to throw up because you don't really see Shadow Fiend as often as you'd like in most of these games, and we'll see. He steps back. He's got 1K gold. I'm sure we'll get our answers soon enough. Meanwhile, top lane, Mineski continues to add pressure here on the Tier 1. And Secret continues to benefit the most. He's got 68 and 30. He's got so many denies that he's also taken away from ROTK in this lane. Oh, ROTK is just trying to prevent them from getting too much damage in. He'll fly on the outskirts. Hasn't opted to step back to the jungle quite yet, even though he already has 1,500 gold, and a little jungle work would secure him that Blink Dagger. He's persistent on at least holding his ground in this off lane for a little bit longer.
It should have actually resulted in a kill onto the Silencer, but not used to the additional slow coming out from the Stone Gaze. Actually cancels his auto attack and then gets stoned, so. Nice play coming out from Burning to save his support player. A lot of pressure being applied in the mid lane by Xiao 8 as well as Lane M after that rotation from the Invoker, and he actually loses his tower, so well, that's one thing that happens when you're playing against this SF. If you go and roam, you better make sure it pays off because your tower is going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Burning. He smells blood here. That's a lot of damage, and if he gets this Mystic Snake off, it's going to be a free kill, and well, 5593 is going to try to hide, and he actually does successfully. Burning now stuck up over in the corner. He does have a TP, and he might need to use it here to get away. Looking to come to interject. Jay moves in Tornado, and Burning, he's going to get caught out here. Silence, EMP, Desperation TP is too late, my friend, and you get an axe to the noggin. Yamaguchi picks up that one, and Burning goes down.
Yeah, that was one of those 50-50 plays. Did he go up or did he go down? And he actually just chooses the wrong one. A lot of TP supports come in, and he ends up paying for that greed, so a little bit of overconfidence coming out from Burning, but a nice play from Mineski and the Earthshaker in particular to make the right choice.
Coins flip choice, but he does get it. Meanwhile, you do see RTK now finally will sacrifice that off lane. He heads towards the jungle, and he is really, really close to that Blink Dagger. So he'll have it at about 100 gold time. Uh-oh, he crosses past with a guy who already does have his Blink Dagger. Mystic Flare combo comes out, and another dunk is successful there for Yamaguchi. And oh no, ROTK, who was just 100 golds away from his Blink Dagger, is now going to be put back a little bit further. Man, really strong early game coming out from Mineski here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now, and the Axe, already up to level 8, has the Blink Dagger in hand. That was their first showcase of that blink. They're actually going to get the Silencer as well.
The 2-foot blink right there to get a hold of the Silencer. And, well, with that echo, it certainly helps. Yamaguchi picks up another, now on a killing spree. And Jay, look at this, coming in from behind, throws out the urn immediately. Tornado, and they might find a good kill on Lanham, and they will. Another good grab from the Philippine squad. Mineski now move ahead 7-1.
Yeah, they're just playing a lot better this game. I like their lane setup was very smart. You know, they got the lanes they wanted. They got the Blink Dagger early on this Axe, unlike the previous game where they didn't get the blinks on either the Sand King or the Bat Rider in an early fashion, and they're able to make it work this game, so very well played so far from the Mineski squad. The mech is available now for Xiao 8, so that's going to be pretty key in these mid-game fights.
Yep. Oh, smoked up Yamaguchi here. Doesn't want to make a jump when there's too many big god folks, but if he could get this ice, he would love that. No, moves in, is going to use the neutrals to go onto ROTK, so and he's just so close, he can't even buy it from the shop, he goes down again, and he's going to be put off. Swap back, though, they do end up taking down Yamaguchi and that sweet little bounty, but Ice could also be the exchange, he does manage to get the ult off, and they also take down Skywrath Mage, now going back, 5593 could be in trouble right here, Lanham as well, going to be picked off right there from Jay, Jay now goes the other direction, it ends up being a 3-for-2 in advantage for Big Gods. And I don't think they'll be able to pursue Jay. So Jay will be able to walk away from this one. And Big Gods do walk away bigger in that fight, but putting ROTK further away from his Blink Dagger certainly
No, he actually gets
well.
that somehow.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe
When
there was a team
died.
kill? Yeah, he had 1900 when he died. And he didn't have it. He had Tranquils only. I know that, but I guess somehow he got a little bit of love from somewhere.
Oh, I think he killed someone with Firefly.
Oh, that's convenient. Now he uses that Blink Dagger on the 593, and they pull him right back. See you later, Earthshaker. A token comes out, but here comes Yamaguchi looking for redemption. He gets it right there on the Xiao Wei. Now he could be in trouble. Nice two-man. Tornado. Oh, Mystic Flare is not going to quite be there, and it's a double kill for Ice. Jay gets a kill of himself. It ends up being a 3-for-2 the other direction in this fight. Very nicely done there for Mineski, but burning. Not looking to let up. He had started work on this Tier 1 tower, and he wants to finish it.
Yeah. But, I mean, even though they are, you know, slightly losing these engagements, the Morphling has been just farming up this entire time. And if we go ahead and look at his net worth compared to the rest of the game, he's sitting at about 7,500 to the 6K of the highest on the enemy team, so definitely getting far ahead for himself. Almost has that Lincoln Sphere completed at 14 minutes.
Yeah, really good timing there. Guys, I want to remind you one more time, my in-game audio is on. You can see my text bubble right here on the right side of the screen. It's not muted. Like, if I stop talking, it goes off. If I stop talking, it goes on. It's all on. Here, you can even see in-game, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll open mic. You see the meter moving. Please stop yelling at me. I've done everything I can on my part. It's on, I assure you. It's the perfect world server. Going through the firewall does create issues. So, unfortunately, if you want clear audio, you're going to have to come to the stream for now. Not going to be able to get a clear getaway. It's burning, though. He gets caught out in Tornado EMP, and he does drop. The swap is not going to be able to save him. Now it's going to be Lanham in trouble trying to get away from this one, and I don't think he's going to be so lucky, but an immediate buyback rotation coming through from Burning, and with that global, it's Mineski on the retreat. ROTK says, you're not going anywhere, Yamaguchi grabs him up with that lasso, will pull him into the side shop, and they continue pursuit, though. Big Gods, big ultimate from the sidelines, one TP getaway right there. Jay, not going to be so lucky with his own TP. Does end up getting dropped. Nice raise right there. Will secure the kill for Xiao Wade, and, well, Big Gods, they do lose one, but they come back and grab two.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He messed that up, I think, the Invoker. I think you can TP and then Ghost Walk, but he Ghost Walked and then TP'd, which actually doesn't work.
Tower has fallen.
Because I don't believe there's a fade time on Ghost Walk, so it actually ended up just cancelling it, and then he was in vision and just got stunned instantly. So a bit unfortunate for him. I'm actually not sure. Can you TP? I believe you can TP and then Ghost Walk.
I'm not
pretty
an Invoker
sure
player.
You can TP and then Ghost Walk. I don't know. It's such a rare situation where you have to do it.
Listen,
but
back in my day,
I know that you can't Ghost Walk and then TP because there's no fade time.
I unfortunately have never invested a lot of time in Invoker ever since his debut in Dota 1, which I'm old and I remember when Invoker made his debut, and you had to go into the Dota menu just to see all of his spells, and you just hoped you memorized maybe two.
God.
If you could do three, if you could do 3 Invoker spells that you memorized from the Dota menu, you were a god at that point. Nowadays, this is just like, I'm blown away at what kids could do with their quick invoke skills. Like,
well,
maybe his...
I mean, it was a lot harder back then because there was no easy way. Like, now you have a little thing that you can bring up.
Yeah.
It shows all of his skills.
Ooh, Lanham, is he trying to bait out? No,
good old days.
Yeah, the good old easy days when I used to be actually pretty good at the game and things were as simple as a Storm Bolt and a crit on every hero. These days, everyone is every hero had like a stun, maybe a passive crit, maybe an evade, and that's it. And, you know, like Centaur had bonus strength for an ultimate. You know, Drow had her bonus agility as well, but it was just the simpler times. And well, now I'm just old man Coddle who can't really adapt to the new age, but I certainly can't appreciate how these youthful degenerates can really play the game.
Well, if we get back into this game,
Where they're good.
looks like there's
yeah.
a BKB. Looks like it's going to be the choice for Xiao 8 on the Shadow Fiend. His team is... Oh, they might be able to get Secret here.
He has Lincoln, so they have to pop it before they want to get
Radiant's
a last
They have
bottom
tier.
nothing to pop
tower
it.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
and they're just gonna pop
Oh,
a
that's so
global
unfortunate.
too. That's
Is
a
under
that's a
attack.
global gonna be used. So he just simply walks away. Not the best initiation, or at least the initiation that the big gods wanted. And I guess with that and with them
Radiant's bottom
bullied out in the
tower
lane,
is under
they'll
That
just
gives them a lot of information as well.
Dire's
They're
top
actually
tower
they're
is
going to be able to
under
push
attack.
bottom and mid. I don't know if they're going to get bottom, but they certainly will get a lot of damage on it.
Radiant's
they'll at
middle
least get a
tower
good
is
trade
under
here.
attack.
Mid tower now under pressure from the 3. Bottom, it's only Jay working with it, and there's already the 1 rotation, so he won't be able to do it. He just simply ghost walks and runs out. But the trade does happen mid lane. They also move on to Burning, gets caught with the call. Swap back going to be there from Lanham, and they turn their attention on to Yamaguchi while the Stone Gaze is going to be popped. Skywrath pops the ult onto Burning, but he already has Mana Shield out, takes no damage. They finish off Yamaguchi there. And now they spot out Jay on the sidelines, pops his EMP, but doesn't get a good target grab there. Now he's in trouble. Runs back, diving forward is going to be the Morphling trying to go onto ROTK. Very nice Fisher locks him in place, but an Echo Slam also right in the middle. Everyone is so low, but they can't finish anyone off. 5593 ends up dropping, and it's Mineski trying to get away. Oh, Skywrath Mage is going to be brought down. That one right-click will secure it from Xiao Wei, and here you see Jay is going to be forced to ghost walk his way home. Oh man, Mineski thought they had a good setup there with that initiation, but it goes wrong real quick.
That's actually a really good swap from Lanham, making sure that Burning was able to get off the Stone Gaze. Had Invoker maybe been there, 5 seconds earlier, I think that actually could have been a really good fight for Mineski if he was able to get the EMP off before the Stone Gaze. But a bit
Dire's
unfortunate
middle tower
timing.
is under attack.
Radiant's
has been
Courier
killed.
goes down over here just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Gets snagged up from, I believe that was actually just Jay there in the middle. Maybe he was trying to make a go for Burning, but your Courier.
He saw the Courier. He was just waiting for it to come back, so nice play by him. And, Mineski, after that really impressive start, it's been this mechanism, it's been a real pain for them because every time they get everyone low on the side of Big Gods, but then this mechanism comes in and pretty much just thwarts their plans.
Ooh, Jay comes in behind. EMP, not quite catch, but the waveform forward. Burning in big trouble. Needs the rotation help, but it's too late. Now they go over. They see that this pesky little
Radiant's
silencer
top
is here.
tower is under
Jay
attack.
wants to go for the easy grab onto him. Gets cursed up in silence now. He could be in trouble. Runs right across. Flame Break will knock him back just a little bit, but there's going to be the big swap from Lanham. And they clean
He's
house.
actually level 11. Wow.
Xiao Wei, though,
A
picks
level-
up another good grab.
Yeah, but a level 11 Venge at 20 minutes in the game is very impressive. Actually, both of these supports are very high leveled.
They're getting involved with a lot. 228 there for Lanham and 316 for Ice Ice. I suppose them just kind of always being there and at the ready for any of these skirmishes and not getting caught out too much will allow them
Radiant's
to
bottom tower is
get a
under
lot of extra
attack.
life there. Hold on, I'm going to need to go offline
Radiant
as
structures are
I feel like
fortified.
there's going to be the friend request coming in. So I'll quickly go offline at that moment. Smoke up now is going to be the big gods here as they go towards the mid. Looking for anyone to kind of pounce on. The closest target, Ralphie here, but he's just a little too far behind.
This tower actually 5 HP from being in deny range. This bottom tower for Big Gods. Burning actually tried to deny it. That was pretty funny. And he's like, wait. Oh, that's too
down
much
here.
HP.
Oh yeah, just 5. Very, very close. Burning will just push the wave back, but top. Uh-oh, Gigabyte or Yamaguchi could be in trouble. Gets off the spin. Now no blink for you, and yeah, there's nowhere for him to go. He walks back, maybe hoping for a neutral kill. Ice Ice gets that kill. Meanwhile, ROTK grabs a hold of Jay, pulls him back, and with that global, he's got nowhere to go. They quickly take apart 2, and of all the people to get the kills, Ice Ice keeps bringing it in. He even gets the Midas, too, on top of it. 5, 1, and 6 for your support Invoker. If he has a day or a dream of getting an Agnum Scepter, it actually doesn't seem that far-fetched. Oh, look at the behind the back play. And they do get the
Radiant's
deny
bottom
from Burning
tower
right
has
there.
been
He is
denied.
not going to fall for that little swing around from Secret, and he will not get the tower gold.
Yeah, and at this point, Big Gods are just out-rotating Mineski and outplaying them. They are always in the right place at the right time. They always have a numbers advantage, and they're just doing a very good job right now. And if we go ahead and look at the gold and experience graph, there's actually still a net worth advantage for Mineski
Burning, though, could be in trouble here. Very, very nice Fisher block right there from 5593. Allows him to go nowhere. He adds on top of that the Echo Slam, and they take down that Precious Medusa. Good pickoff
that
right
was a
there.
nice Fisher.
Beautiful setup from Earthshaker, I gotta say.
Yeah, so as far as gold is concerned, Mineski still have a clear advantage, but it's about 1,000, but experience 5,000 ahead for
Big Gods.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay, dude.
My button like got unclicked.
Yeah, that's all right, dude. Bottom lane, Bounty Rune popped up. Xiao Wei's illusion will scout it out, but we were questioning. He did get, of course, that mechanism. Now has the BKB with a full 10 seconds of use, plus the Yasha. He just continues to itemize very nicely on this Shadow Fiend. He's currently 4-3 and 7. Very active in this game.
They're actually going to go for a rush defense. It looks like this is known. Yeah, they're going to smoke. Do they actually... Wait, there's no smokes available on any of these heroes, so... Just going to be a team fight, it appears.
10 seconds for global, too. It's not quite up, but it... Yeah, Mineski just immediately pulled back. Concussive shove flies, and... Burning, they're not there. He pops the Stone Gaze.
Do they know that?
Stone Gaze is going to drop. They have the ward on the high ground. They know Stone Gaze is down. They do still have global to work with, but with a Stone Gaze down... Enough. Yeah, I don't know. Mineski, they're not quick to pounce. Interesting. Very awkward.
They're probably waiting for Echo, actually. Echo's 50 seconds, so that's a really big ult in these fights.
Here we go, though. Big Gods, after a bit of an awkward tip near the Roche pit, they still hang about, and I guess it did force some rotations from Big Gods, so Mineski, they're going to be okay with that as they slowly pester this mid lane. Secret on the Morphling, just doing a little bit of side pressure. Big Gods, they need to kind of disperse and make sure they continue to farm and find something elsewhere. Burning's got 2 of his ultimate orbs towards that Scotty. Relatively good time, and he did go with those phase boots again. That just seems to be the Burning way on Medusa. Just a funny little note. But
yeah, I mean, everyone has their personal preference.
Yeah.
Some people like the treads, some people like the phase boots, so they're both understandable notes.
All right, now look at this. Big Gods are going to be the ones to go in with the Roche and try to finish what Mineski had started for them. Well, with Wave, it certainly helps. They didn't get Medallion, but I guess Wave is more than enough, and plus that and Shadow Fiend's passive is certainly nice. Tornado will catch, but
they're going to get
very nice kidnapping as they bring Jay into the pit and easily take care of him there. Very well done. Xiao Wei picks up a mega kill plus that Roche. They do lose that tower in the top lane to Secret, but certainly an exchange that Big Gods are happy with.
I think they should have just let them have Roche. They knew they were doing Roche, but, I mean, it's a trade that you're going to have to make just because there's no way for Morphling to get there in time. And they get the tier 2 tower in the top lane, but they do lose the Invokers, so... Definitely a win for Big Gods.
Ooh, it looks like an Atos build here for RR or Ralphie on his Skywrath Mage. That long-range slow and maybe potential Lincoln's popper. Certainly wouldn't be too bad, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's an okay item. Unfortunately, there's going to be 2 BKBs on the side of Big Gods. Maybe, I mean, it's a pretty decent item against Medusa, because you can slow Medusa and maybe try to kite her, but...
He certainly would be happy to just have that extra bit of life, especially when you got someone like Shadow Fiend who's going to be dishing off such a serious right click. You need to be able to take a bit of a beating and still be around to kind of dish out some damage yourself. Tornado flies an EMP, not going to be catching on anyone, but is enough to zone back the Big Gods. They're just creating a little bit of space. Uh-oh, there's the call. The second I look away, they make the lasso jump onto Yamaguchi, and they do drop the axe. Very good pick right there for Big Gods, and they'll just continue to just siege down this mid lane. This tier 2 should drop with relative ease, and Secret even had to pull back from that side push on top lane to get back into the mix here. So Big Gods find another objective. They're 17 to 14 here, and they're not done yet. They go right to the front door here and start to get a few shots. They got the Aegis, so they feel pretty confident that they can get as much damage in as possible, especially with Axe down.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to commit too much to this. They'll try to get a little bit of damage, but they're smart enough not to overcommit. They don't want to throw the game here, so...
Xiao Wei don't care, though. He's happy to just keep doing out those right
he does
clicks.
have the Aegis.
So he's just there doing what he can. They do get it down to half-life, which is good. But look at this, Morphling. This Replicate cleaning out the illusions. But, yeah, Burning just steps back, will help take it down. And a DD. is going to be here at the top. Big rune right there for whoever wants to take it. And we'll see what
He
hand.
should maybe try to give it to Xiao 8 on the Shadow Vein, considering he has a bottle.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to want him to go all the way to top just to get that rune.
Jay is on like a covert mission right now, by himself, to go right towards bottom and go right towards Xiao 8. Whoops, airball right there. Not going to catch with either the Tornado or EMP, and he'll just have to kind of dance.
He's actually had quite a few of those this game, unfortunately for him.
Well, hoping to get that early setup so
just pick up
Yamaguchi can follow through, but
they might actually get secret here. The waveform is down.
yeah, 3 seconds.
Okay.
Manta popped, and that's enough for them to step back. Meanwhile, look at the convergence coming through. Jay is swifting through this mid lane. ROTK already in flight. Jumps forward. Insta-silence right there from Ralphie. Counter it back with a silence of their own. The global 5593 is not going to be able to interject from the north. And now might be a bit of a wash, and Mineski know the global's down here. Maybe they look to put the pedal to the metal and try to take a fight, knowing that that is no longer going to be available to the big gods.
And I think big gods are actually just fine with farming this out. They have the Medusa and the Shadow Fiend, which are 2 heroes that excel going into the late game. Honestly, their entire team scales extremely well going into the late game. Batrider definitely known for his ability to excel in the late game with that lasso. You have the Global, you even have the Venge, probably one of the best scaling supports, so I'm sure they're completely fine with taking this late.
ROTK, he's flying from above. Jay could be in trouble here. There's the blink lasso. He's going to pull him right back towards Silencer here. Throws out the curse. Jay trying to get away, throws out the tornado. He's on the run here. Oh my goodness, can I get away from this? It's a bit of damage. Long ball wave. Not going to be able to clip him on the back, and it looks like Invoker will be able to walk away from this one. Meanwhile, Secret on the other side of the world, pushing in slowly from the north. Burning will be here to kind of slow the roll, but you can see Mineski are trying their best to like really spread the map. Keep big gods all over the place. Not looking to do any sort of team fight quite yet. Get that illusion. Yeah.
I wonder if Burning's actually going to go for the Mjolnir again on the Medusa, or if he's going to opt for something else in this game. Actually not farming too well in this particular game, only sitting at 170 CS. Has that Scotty. No real further item progression at 30 minutes. And I mean, if we compare that to last game, I think he had about 260 CS at about this point in time, so definitely having a rougher game.
Yeah.
But they do have a dual core, so
either they're having a rougher game or Mineski are just putting together a better performance this one. You know, obviously not getting outclassed so hard in the early laning phase. This time they were the ones who were well up and ahead. They gotten all those sweet kills early on with Yamaguchi. The second he got that blink dagger allowed them to certainly go off to a nice start. But things have quickly turned right back around. In fact, the XP is well over 10k in favor of the big gods, and gold is right near 5k. So desperation slowly could be seeping in here from Mineski to make sure they get a lot done. They might have to resort again to Morphling trying to find split farm.
Yeah, it looks like Burning actually goes for the Maelstrom again, so maybe this is just how he feels that Medusa should be played.
ROTK flying in from below, does blink forward, but the immediate Ghost Walk does come out, but he's got that gem. He sees where you are, Jay.
He makes him so slow
back, but yeah, he can't even pull him back near Burning. Jay could walk away, but Xiao 8 just walks on in and just right-clicks him apart. Absolutely decimated there. Invoker will hit the deck, and now Mineski have to go on defensive duty as big gods will just strut their stuff down here. Be able to go right for this tier 2, or will they? They move right through the woods instead and are looking to cut right towards Yamaguchi. Could be a bit careless. No, he makes the right call. He runs downwards, seeing that big gods are not pushing through from the top. Oof. Uh-oh. He's going to cut the creeps, it looks like. Big gods were considering a push down mid. At least Xiao 8 is going to be in there while he can. But I don't think they're going to be able to get a lot done. This is a good creep cut happening here from Yamaguchi.
This is actually pretty interesting. I think that once they get a butterfly onto Xiao 8.
Oh, they pop in, they make the call. BKB is popped from Xiao 8. Now they go to Yamaguchi. And oh, big echo flies through, but not going to do enough. They do end up taking down Yamaguchi and his axe, and now it's going to be Lanham trying to walk away. Nope, not going to be happening there. Killing spree for Secret and Morphling. It's a 1-for-1 trade, an axe for a Vengeful Spirit. They do put up a solid defense. Their tier 3 is got 37 life. Not yet to deny it, but I guess big gods are not able to take it down. Do you deny a tier 3 when it's this low in the base? I mean, I guess when they come close, you might as well.
When they come close, you do.
Yeah.
There's no point to deny it right now, because it still gives vision, and they could smoke into your base.
Yeah.
So.
Very true, very true. Looks like a back separation of farm here is ROTK looking to put together his Blink Dagger. Now, he does have the Force, so when he does make the jump in onto someone like Morphling, he can pop that Linkens, but even with the BKB, he always has to keep an eye out for where this Axe could be. Axe don't care about no BKB. What's Jay doing? Or Secret here. Look at this. Comes in from behind and just trying to slaughter Ice Ice, who actually ends up living. It forces Burning to pull out the Stone Gaze. And
well, he almost killed him.
Yeah, Secret didn't
that
get
was
it.
So close.
Almost a successful hit and run, but Ice Ice will thank his lucky stars. He lives.
Yeah, and I think after Xiaowei gets the butterfly, it's going to be very hard for Mineski to kill him. They don't really have... They have a decent amount of magical damage, so maybe if they can get him caught out before the BKB is popped, they might be able to kill him, but there's not going to be hardly any physical damage output, just because Morphling's not going to be wanting to buy an MKB next item.
ROTK takes flight, gets slowed, but jumps forward regardless, pops his BKB, and will be able to pull back Ralphie. And Skywrath Mage gets burnt to a crisp. Zhao Wei picks up that kill. It's going to be another sweet pick there for the big gods.
A gift from the goddess.
Nothing too crazy here, just pick after pick. Big gods can wait to go for Roche, but the Secret is trying his best to just continue to try to add pressure on those tier 2s in that mid lane. And Burning, who already has his Scotty and that Maelstrom, and I'm sure to finish the Mjolnir soon, just trying to get a few more levels, a few more items rather underway.
Mm-hmm. Xiaowei does complete the butterfly, so it's a very good item for this particular game. Yeah. Morphling's not a hero that really wants to be making MKB. No, he's probably going to be forced to, but...
Well, yeah, that's his option, is if he's looking to fight, you'll definitely need an MKB, but, I mean, maybe he just avoids fights.
I mean, he probably goes butterfly right now, and then MKB, but...
They're making some moves on this. Only a stun was used on that replicate. And they end up taking down that tier 3. It's not going to be denied. Now, inside the base here, the big gods. Ooh, jump forward Yamaguchi. Not going to pull out the call. Instead, just a Battle Hunger. And Zhao Wei with that butterfly. You can see the damage on the racks here. But there's the pullback to get a hold of Jay. Global does also come out. And big blast comes out from Zhao Wei. And they will clean house here. Mineski, the Filipino squad, not looking good here for him. This time there is no side push coming out from your Morphling. He's trying his best to help defend inside the base. They lose the range racks. Melee does still stand here. Burning, considering going toe-to-toe here with this Morphling. And, well, with the help of Zhao Wei's right click, they clear out both racks. And that's just the start here.
Yeah.
Looks like Big Gods.
They can't deal with the threats that Big Gods have. They just have SF sitting on one side, they have Medusa sitting on the other side, they have a defensive swap if someone gets in too much trouble, and then once Mineski try to contest the push, they just use the lasso as well as the global silence combined, get a free pick off, and they're able to take down these wrecks with pretty much no contest at that point.
Now walking away with the mid taken down, they feel confident enough to strut their way into the Roche pit, but Mineski, they might be onto this. They immediately run out from their base, and they could be in the neighborhood. Moving forward, Yamaguchi gonna get the call right there, but the swap safe for now, but RNTK still drops. Big Echo onto 2. Chop, oh, it gets silenced immediately, and looks like 5593 is able to walk away. They drop 2, including RNTK, and now they're the ones to move in the Roche pit. They'll be able to try to take it down here. Zhao Wei has no ultimate, not yet at least. And, it's still taking a while. Zhao Wei's here, seeing if maybe he can quickly burst down Yamaguchi, pops his BKB and just moves right into the pit.
Oh no.
He gets a free kill on that Skywrath Mage. Godlike right now for the Director. And the big gods. Nuh-uh, you're not taking our Roche. It's our Roche. You get the hell away.
I feel like a lot of mistakes have been made by Mineski near the Roche pit.
Such a fickle area here.
Yeah. They had that one earlier where it looked like it was kind of good for them, but then they just overextended and ended up nearly all dying for that Roche.
Yeah, it's been a struggling game for Jay as well on this Invoker. 4-6 and 4, been getting caught out a couple of times, and fortunately hasn't caught a lot of setups with that tornado. They're looking to shake it off here. They're already down a set of racks here in the mid lane, and in this 2-game series with Big Gods already up 1 game, looking to clear this out 2-0 would put them certainly into that top 4 position. The auto invite to the land. Mineski need these wins to be able to stay at least in wildcard territory. It's day number 3. We have 6 days of the Asia qualifier action, so each game does count.
Yeah, it looks like Big God's probably just going to march down this bottom lane now that they have an Aegis on one of their 2 carries. I'm actually a bit surprised they opt to give it to Burning instead of Xiao 8. I think Xiao 8, he kills these buildings much faster, so I personally think it's better on Xiao 8 at this point, but I mean, Burning is technically better with Medusa is technically a better hero with Aegis because it's not a BKB carrier, so, and it's like a mana hero.
Finally, Secret's able to help take down that mid-tier 2 tower, but his team in fisticuffs here on the bottom side as Big Gods try to push down this tier 2 tower of their own, at least for trade. Jay waiting about, Ghost Walk. They scout, but Xiao Weight's right click, just a bit too much damage. And I guess that's enough for Big Gods to pull back, as they've already rotated Burning back to that mid lane to just farm it up. Maybe not feeling confident yet without having all their numbers. Oh wait, step back, farm it up, and push on forward here. Silencer already has that Agnum Scepter, so his ult very good, and he's actually so close to level 16. It'll be a level 3 global momentarily. He got it now. So
Dire's bottom tower.
I think maybe that was what the ping was right there from Jay, noticing that Silencer got his level 16. So.
Yeah. Looks like he's trying to sneak behind. They do send the Batrider back, trying to deal with this Morphling push.
He does draw aggro. Yep. That's good.
I mean, it is going to sort of stall the push of
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Big Gods, but at the same time, Secret's just going to keep pushing top, and they're going to have to send someone else. Probably the Medusa.
Yeah, they do. Burning goes back to that top lane to help push it back a bit, and this does prolong the game a bit more for Mineski. Well, what's Morphling doing here? Is he actually moving forward? He does. Sends the Replicate back while he tries to duke it out here with Burning. Burning pops the Stone Gaze as Morphling is like, I don't want to look at you. No, I don't want to look at you. I don't want to look at you. We'll walk away. So Burning not going to be able to get anything from it. ROTK, though, comes in. Pop that Lincoln. Grab him. He's so far. Now it might be too far. I don't want to do the Lincoln or the lasso. Now I will. Pulls him back. Burning's there. Scotty, he's in trouble. Silence. Swap back, but he's actually a little further away, but that's right towards Xiao Wei. And, well, Secret does get caught out and ultimately will be brought down. Maybe just dancing around that top lane a little too long.
I mean, he just overstayed. Did not have a replicate available, so... Nice play coming out from ROTK, knowing that he could wait just a little bit for Lasso, get his allies to get closer before actually committing the Flaming Lasso, and a nice kill secured from Big Gods. And this should actually probably just be a Rex. They're just going to sit the Medusa up on the hill, click the buildings. If they overcommit, he also has an Aegis, they have a defensive swap. They can even hit... They're going to hit the building probably with Shadow Fiend on one side and Medusa on the other side, and then just reserve the defensive swap for the Shadow Fiend.
Jump forward call that tries best to pull a little bit of that aggro away from the tower. Morphling needs 30 seconds to come back without using his buyback, but as I say that, he pulls out that buyback. So we'll see here. Burning going to be trapped out with a fissure. They even pull out the Echo just for that Aegis, but here goes ROTK. Moving forward, grabs a hold of 5593. He himself could be in trouble, but Xiao Weight's in here, throwing out that big right click. Burning's already walked the way out. They take down their Shaker and the Axe, and now Lanham in trouble. Walks away. Secret trying to turn away from the Stone Gaze. Desperate Replicate forward to walk away from this one. This could be the last hurrah for Mineski, and he does drop. It's a dieback for your Morphling. Big Gods lose no one. They've already taken down 4. They want 5. They're hungry to make it a full team wipe. Oh, they still can't get it. Do you want it? Xiao Wei wants it. He's like, I don't have the Aegis anymore, though, so yeah, we'll just walk back. Nice little free gem on the deck, and free set of racks for us to take.
Yeah. They have
like
to commit so much to filling Burning with the Aegis that there's nothing left in the tank after they commit everything.
Yeah. So there you go. Another set of racks goes down, and Mineski might have that tough 0-2 pill to swallow at this point, while Big Gods certainly looking very good here. They had that 2-0 win over G-Guard Esports before this matchup, and now they continue their winning streak to 4 to win here. And ROTK moves in. 5593 will be taken down, and just to add insult to injury here, they continue to just manhandle the Mineski squad right by the fountain. Zhao 8, man, MVP, I'd have to say, with this Shadow Fiend. He continues to find so many great kills. And there it is.
Also, I would say Lin played very well in this round as well.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a lot of nice defensive swaps as well as offensive swaps, knowing exactly what he had to do in these fights, stacking a lot of camps for the Shadow Fiend as well, so making sure that Zhao 8 had an easy time. But, yep, very good play from Big Gods. They sort of flipped their drafts around. You know, a lot of the same heroes in both games, but not always on the same team.
Nope.
But Big Gods showing that they're the better players with both sides of these heroes.
So with these wins here, Big Gods will now move themselves up from 7-5 to 9-5, and unfortunately for Mineski, their 6-6 record becomes 6-8. So they will desperately look to pull some wins together. Big Gods feeling a lot more comfortable. Would love to be able to solidify a top 4 spot. And, well, that's going to wrap things up for our first 2-game series. We do have another one coming up. Our next 2-game series is going to be Lie Gaming taking on E-Home. If you like what you heard, I'm KotLGuy. Catch me over on my Twitter at KotLGuy. Be sure you can also show your support here for Beyond the Summit by hitting that follow button down below. And, of course, show some love to my great co-caster, F4L. You can catch him on his Twitter at F4L Dota. We'll go ahead and throw it over to some good old classic Monster Cat jams, and we'll be back soon with our next series. Sit tight for more Dota.